Hello, what's up? How's it going, bro? Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I will be playing a new tower defense game that just came out called Anime Adventures. I'm pretty sure this will be my first impression. I literally played one game, filled in some code, summoned something, and that's all I did. Like the first time I tried, I lost. And I just want to point out the stuff I saw and stuff I think about the game and such. I just want to tell you. If you give me a few seconds, then we'll get into it. Okay, well, without further ado, all I wanted to say right now is that so far, at least from when I came into the game, everything looks a lot like anime fighters. These are the few things I think it's a little bit bad about the game, because when you pretty much look at this update, this is full anime fighters things. And then when we go to the shop, for example, if you talk to him, if you continue like this stuff is one and two things like ultra lucky. This looks a lot like enemy fighters level ups. I don't know if those type of stuff should be in a tower defense game personally. Like VIP, I guess it's acceptable, but that much I just don't know, man. I just don't know if 20% price off of everything is worth it, or I mean not worth it, I mean like it's fair. Because I personally think it's kind of like a little bit too much of a buff, and giving it too much of a buff is not really something you should do, at least in my opinion, because then the game would become fully pay to win. Because at the moment, like, I don't know how to explain it. I wish this game would just go into a direction of normal tower defense and not do all this Game Pass stuff like anime fighters and giving extra luck. Because if you look at ASCD, if you look at Ultimate Tower Defense, if you look at some other tower defense games, they have never, from what I've seen, they've never implemented a shop which legit gives you summoning prices, a chance of shiny. What the hell is even shiny? Since when does shiny gets added to a game of tower defense? And a lucky potion. I've never seen that before. Never. So I don't know how to feel about that. At the same time, it could be good for the people who have Robux, but for the people who don't have Robux, it's kind of bad, because leaderboards will probably be like a lot, and I mean like a lot Robux based. I really think it will be pay to win to get on the leaderboard, or if you're just lucky, but not everyone is gonna be lucky enough to get all the stuff they need. But yeah, let's get into the gameplay for right now, because from what I've seen in the first level, it was kind of hard, but it looked kind of fun. So let me just go to the adventure stuff. I wish there was a teleport where I could just teleport to the stages, because right now you have to walk to it, but I'd rather have a teleporter than not. If you look, this is pretty cool that you can choose this and you can choose hard after you did normal. The UI, everything looks cool. Like the map, I have no complaints. Like the map looks really amazing. I do have not to say anything bad about it. It looks visually pleasing. And also one thing I really like about this game is like this background, this loading screen, and there is a story, which most games don't have. Because lately a game released called Anime World Tower Defense game, and they also have a story with cutscenes. Well, while this game doesn't have any cutscenes that I know of, it does have a story. So that's something I am very excited about. Story, because having story in a tower defense game is one thing you should really have, because for most people, or for most players, they really want to have something like fun. if you have a story, you actually have a fun something to watch. Because when you look at All Star, it says story mode, but is there even story in the game? Like legit, all the stories are in challenges, and challenges is called challenges, not called story mode. So yeah, that's why I think this game is also something good, that it legit has a story line instead of having nothing. I don't know if there's certain setting to stop the cutscenes from showing, or I mean the story from showing up on the left side, because I'm pretty sure the first time when I joined there, it showed me the story bubble, and at the moment I don't see the story bubble anymore, so I don't see anyone telling the story, which is a shame. But maybe I have a setting turned off in the main screen, maybe. Let's turn on smooth lighting for less lag. If I ever get lag, I don't know. We will see. And then again, the upgrading is pretty easy. You earn quite a lot of cash. And with that, we can also kind of showcase Mr. Kakashi here. Which the effects, when you look at the effects like this, when the enemies come in, I can show you better. Because I think I saw, like, you see coming from his hand, and it's like a basic beam. But then again, like, don't get me wrong, I really like basic stuff, because you can actually see what's going on. Because in a lot of tower defense game, at least for me, like a let's take for example All-Star, you just have most of the units are just flying colors everywhere, or just a big ball just raining down on enemies, and I don't dislike it, but like it's just only flashing lights. I rather want something like this where it's basic and you can actually see something going on instead of just like a lot of flying lights everywhere. I think it's more fun this way, that you can actually see what the hell is going on. But that's also one thing I really enjoy about this game, or at least from my first impression and what I've saw in the first time I played this stage. It's actually very refreshing to see, because not a lot of games have that. But yeah, the stages are quite hard in my opinion, from what I've seen. In the first time when I tried this out, I had Uraraka as the only one, but I couldn't even clear it. I couldn't even clear it when she is a rare. Like, you cannot clear the first stage if you don't have anything above rare. That's kind of disappointing, because why the first stage shouldn't even be that hard. But I think they maybe also made it, they kind of made this story a little bit more easy, from what I've seen in announcements, I think. Or they did something, but I don't really remember what they did. Or they made, I think it was, they made Time Chamber better, which is good. I don't know why it, no, okay, that actually makes sense, that a tower defense game has a Time Chamber. Because then you can just AFK in there. At least it's not too, I don't think it gives too much, but it definitely does give quite a bit. Because nobody would go to the AFK chamber if it doesn't give anything. If it just gives a decent amount, that's all you would need. Can we kill it? The one thing I also noticed about this lightning cutter, if you guys remember a game called Shinobi Tower Defense game, they legit had the same animation as this, just like the lightning was not the same, but they had the two guys running towards and making a line. So that, I don't know why that's the same. I guess that's maybe a move in the anime. I personally haven't watched Naruto, because I don't know, I don't think it appeals to me that much. I don't think Naruto is an anime I would enjoy a lot. But yeah, everyone has their own tastes and what they like, and Naruto would probably be something I would not like. I don't know why, it's just a personal preference. And also one thing I noticed about the game, when you see these animations, or when they're trying to attack somewhere else, they kind of rotate. So it actually makes sense, because in most games they just I'm gonna take All-Star for example a lot, since I played that a lot. They just kind of like shift to the side, but they're kind of like without animation. At least here you can literally see them kind of spinning around, so it actually makes sense. which is also a cool thing I noticed. I haven't seen that anywhere else from in any other game. The one thing I do give props to is that these guys really know how to make a clean looking game. You cannot say that for everyone. Although, I wish you could see what the last wave is, because at the moment you can only see what wave you're on, but you cannot see if it's how much wave you still need to go. From what I think it's 15, but then again, I don't know for certain because I've never beaten the stage before. And then, yeah, we should talk about the rates. There is legit, if you want to get a mythical, I don't know in what terms it is, like a 5-star, 6-star, or whatever they call it. It has a 0.25% chance to get a mythical. I don't know how good mythicals are, but a 0.25% is very, very low. So I think they maybe made it that low so people have more interest in buying the game passes, which for me it's good from a development standpoint, so they can earn money on the game they spend a lot of time on. But at the same time, it's kind of like you have to spend money to increase those 0.25 odds, so it's kind of like very low. I would at least expect it to be at least 0.5, not 0.25. I think 0.25 for a tower defense type of game is quite low. I wish they made it at least a little bit higher. But I don't know if they're ever gonna do that, but we'll find out sooner or later. Because for a lot of games as well, they just don't listen to their community. I think one thing is very important when you make a game. You really want to listen to your community. Of course, you don't want the community to literally run your game. Of course, you gotta be decisive and choose yourself what you want to add into the game. But at least listen to some suggestions, or at least listen to some unit suggestions. Because mostly when people have a suggestion and they put it in unit suggestions for most of the Discord channels, They never get added to the game out of those channels. I almost never see them added. I don't know why. I don't know why developers are so so iffy about not adding any suggestion units. And sometimes maybe suggestion units get added, but that's just because some developers want it or some people want it. What the hell is this? So yeah, I do think developers should listen a little bit more to the suggestions sometimes. Not every suggestion, of course, but at least a few. This stage is pretty hard. I think it's not too hard. This one is 26, and this one. So far, when I look at it, this guy is AoE when he's last upgraded. But so far, I think Uraraka has a better chance to go for it, since he pretty much two are around 30. I think it does kind of like the same damage, but this one is also air, and I don't know if Kakashi's. I know Kakashi's ground. So I think so far, I think if you really want to choose, I think Uraraka is a little bit better than him. And I didn't expect the first stage to be this hard, actually. I don't know. I didn't expect it to be like this, because it's you have to replace units to win. I didn't expect that in the first stage. That's quite. That at least it's not really that hard, but you have to do something more than in most games. Do I think that's a big problem that you have to replace and stuff? No, I think that's kind of fun, actually. But for a first stage, if that's really what you want, I don't know. Senzu Beam. I think that is for leveling up your units. From what I've seen in-game, when you lose a match, it says you need to feed your units and level them up so they really give more damage, that they really scale off damage, which could be true. I don't know yet, but that would make sense. But I don't know if everything should be level based, because I don't know how easy it is to get these guys. So when you said feed all, level up. Oh, but you can also gain EXP from stages, so That's also one thing. You can gain EXP from stages. When you look at this, 0.25, because you could only rares epic. So let's say it's a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. No, I think it is a 6-star, but 0.25? I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about 0.25. That's really good, but if it's too low, I really think it is kind of too low. But there's not a lot you can change about it. I do really like the map. It's very visually pleasing. It does look a little bit like the, what's it called? What is that game called? Anime Dimensions lobby, because I think they also have that beginning and like a big portal. Yeah, I don't think they also have a big portal or a fountain. I think in the middle. But the city is cool. The city around us, that's very sick. Not gonna lie. All the flashing lights. Yeah, I really dig it. I really like it. I really dig it. So it's time for Act 2. Let's see how we go against Act 2. I do also wish that we spawned actually here. Like we spawned in the back, but I wish we spawned a little bit more here. So, but I think maybe they made it so you cannot macro the game, because lately there's been a lot of macro stuff going around, which makes it so you can just AFK the whole game, which is not something you really want people to do, because like if they can just AFK the whole game, then what's the point in even making a game? Because then they're just gonna get everything by just AFK, and that would ruin the fun. At least I think that would ruin the game. I think macroing for most games is acceptable, but there's also for games like if you macro on that game, it's not really fun. Like it takes away all the progressive stuff you have to work for, because you can just get it by AFK, which isn't a good thing in my opinion. So that's why actually it is good to spawn in the back. I guess it makes sense. I don't know if they did it precisely for the macros, but they might. I don't know yet, because I haven't asked them, and why would I ask them? But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. When we look at Goku though, is he good? Is he bad? So far, he is definitely not good as a starter unit. I do not know why they always, in every game, in most tower defense game I play, why do they always give a trash starting character? You want your starting character to be decent. You want it to be able to maybe clear 1 or 5 stages, so you can at least get something better when you beat those 5 stages. So I do think they, in most games, they have to really make the starter unit better, because so far the starter unit is really bad, and I don't know if you want a bad starter unit. I might just upgrade him and see how good he gets, but I do not see how much upgrades he gets, which is sad. I wish I could know how much upgrades he has in total, so I can know how much I'm gonna be spending. Because the animation looks cool. I really like the animation. For most of the game, I really like the animations, because I can see what's going on. That's one thing I really enjoy about these types of games, like I said. We might also get into another feature real soon, because I think I'm reaching it almost. Lightning Cutter. So the only thing Lightning Cutter does is give more range, stays the same damage, that lowers the SPA. The one thing I want to find out is, does it really do 45? Yeah, I think it does. Because maybe I thought like the lightning was maybe triple hit, so instead of doing 45, it maybe did like 100, but it would say 45 because that's for one attack. But no, it's just for the whole move is just 45, which makes sense. But I was just thinking outside of the book. And we are definitely gonna beat this wave. And the game sound is also really cool. I really like the in-game sound. It's kind of funky. That's what I like. It really has a good beat. For most of these games, I know you guys cannot hear the background music of the game because I'm gonna be editing in other music. Because the one thing I have with mostly with games, it's hard to. I don't have another program which records the audio from the game separately. So if I could, I would record the game audio, but I cannot do that. But maybe I'll try to find out and see if the game audio is somewhere online or something, and maybe I can put that as music in the back. Or maybe someday I'll just try and see what's the best settings for putting on my desktop audio so you guys can hear what's happening in game. But for now, I'm just gonna edit in sounds. I can maybe make a separate video showcasing characters in the future. Once I get better at the game, I'll definitely start and showcase new mythics if I get my hands on them. Probably not gonna happen anytime soon because I'm not that good at the game yet because this is my first time playing, but who knows. But are we gonna win this round? Because I really want to do a multi-summon. Okay, Kaioken. Oh. No, but I think he's still a... This, like, these stats looks interesting. Alien General, huh? Wait, is it only air? No. What? Oh, maybe it's a... that's cool, I really like that. Oh! Oh, it is just kind of like a fortified unit, so it has health upon health, if that makes sense. Okay, so his max upgrade is Kaioken. He does more damage, 3 SPA, 25 range. So it's kind of like Kakashi, but he's a little bit faster and more damage, but he stays single target. So that's one thing. I think he's more of a, let's see, strongest. I think he's more of a boss killer, and I think Kakashi is more of lowering a whole horde, and then when single targets can finish them off. Do I think he's good for his cost? Yes, I do think he's very good for his cost, because his cost is pretty low. If you place 2 of them down, you pretty much have 1 Kakashi, but at the same time Kakashi can hit multiple units, so it's hard to figure out what's better. I still think Kakashi is a little bit better, I think. But Uraraka has quite of a bit SPA. That's one thing I don't really like about her. The SPA is pretty high for it's a rare, so what do you expect? But at the same time, I don't know what's the meta for story yet, so I'll have to find out. Also, one thing I noticed, let's say Uraraka attacks, right? And you see the rocks. The damage only gets applied once the rocks are near the enemies or once the rocks has hit the enemies. You can also see somehow when it tries to hit enemies, it legit... Oh, no, now it... Yeah, as you can see, it picks a spot far away, so maybe it automatically hits all most units they can from the looks of it. Because you can see the middle is not on the units, it's kind of like away from the units. So it seems like she uses her attack on how to hit the most enemies, which is interesting concept. Never seen that before. We have to get another Goku. Hopefully we're not gonna die. From the looks of it, we might die, actually. Bro, like this is one thing I don't know about, man. Like, look at how you're losing legit on stage 2. Like, see, I lost on the way on stage 2. Like, how can you lose on a stage 2? Like, how? It's just the first stage in the game, and I have a rare, and I cannot. I mean, I have an epic, and I can legit not beat it. I don't know how that is even. How it is even a thing. Kind of disappointed about that we lost, because I think now we cannot do a multi-summon, I'm pretty sure. And I don't think one summons are worth it. Maybe there are other epics in the game which are better than the one I had. But I don't see. Oh, wait. Does Legendary Pity reset? Cause I swear to God it reset. Cause I summoned before. And we got Jotaro. Okay, good. That's all I needed. Oh yeah, Storm Remnant. This is also interesting. Legendary Pity 2%. I don't know how the Legendary Pity works at the moment. But yeah, also interesting thing. Star Remnant. It's kind of like a fragment which gives power-ups to your units, I guess. Which is kind of a spinner, like, again, enemy fighters, bro. Another spinner, like, because I'll just reroll for now, because I don't think it's that big of a deal. So far, I think he's single target, but I'm definitely gonna use him. So let's just say, let's take Roblox reroll, normal reroll. That's enemy fighters like for passive, and here reroll. Adapt. You rolled adapt. You cannot even see what you can get, what kind of traits are in the game. You just get adapt. But what is it though? This unit levels up faster. But what rarity? You cannot really up much faster. It seems like it's a legendary because it levels up much faster. Let me just, because it seems you get these relatively easy. So let me unequip and then put Kakashi in there and reroll. Nimble 1. Yeah, I really think I just got legendary. Adapt, nimble, adapt. This unit attacks fast. This is what I meant. This unit attacks faster, so that means you can buy your stuff to do better attack speed, so better SPA. And this is where the influence for the leaderboard comes in. This is gonna heavily influence leaderboards, because if you don't spend money or you don't get anything good, you're probably not gonna be able to get on the leaderboards. You're just not gonna be able to. That's something I don't like about these type of games. So why would you introduce something to the game that makes you have a more advantage over other people in a leaderboard situation? I don't know why you would do that, because it would be chance based. Leaderboard wouldn't be skill based, because if you don't have the good traits, you're not gonna get further than the other guy with better traits than you. So it's kind of like a lot chance based. It's a lot chance based, at least from my experience, or at least from what I'm seeing so far. I could be wrong, since I don't know a lot about this game yet, but from so far, that's my first impression, that the leaderboards are gonna be very lucky based. But who knows, it might change in the future. I really hope they change it. Maybe you can have a pity for rerolls or something like that. I don't know yet. It's definitely in its early stages, so I'm gonna give it time. I'm probably gonna make more videos on this, because it looks visually pleasing and I really like how it looks. But yeah, without further ado, I think that would be the end of my video. In the next video, I've probably done some more stages. I will summon with you guys some multis if I get enough gems for it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you like my content, join our Discord server in the description below if you want. And I'll see you guys in the next in the next video of this game or another game. I don't know yet, but I'm about this bitch. Bye.